All right, guys, how's it going? So it is another beautiful day. We're here out in Niseko, Japan. At our place, we got the excavator plows moving all the snow out the way. We actually have a really beautiful day today because we have sunshine and we have snow at the same time. But it looks like it's probably going to be a pretty awesome day out there today. And I wanted to talk about what type of snowboard that you guys should bring if you're coming to Japan in order to make the most out of the conditions. Hey, I see an early comment from the G-Dog era. I'm here, guys. Don't worry. So yeah, we've had a really good condition since we got here. We've had loads of powder days. We've had a couple bluebird days, but considering how slow the season has been here to begin with, it has been pretty all-time. Myself, I have been riding mostly the Jones Storm Chaser, which is a perfect tree powder board. It's got a really short tail. It's got the swallowtail. It's super great in the trees, whipping it around, fast edge to edge, great turning. Really awesome in these trees to make the most out of the powder, and it's got great float. And I've also been trying out the Gentemstick XY as well, which looking at it, I didn't do too much research on the Gentems, but I think it's kind of like a Orca, but made by Gentem. And I rode that yesterday, my first time on the Gentem, and I really like that. So being kind of early, I'm not actually going out riding today. I'm resting my knee. The guys are getting ready inside. I'm not sure any of them want to come outside because they're getting ready and they're still in their pants. So I'm going to head into my room and see if I can pull some of the guys in there and get a little info about what they think is their best boards to take out riding. So we got a pretty heavy crew out here in Japan. We got Kevin from Snowboard Pro Camp. We got TJs Board Archive, David Jones, Bo's out here, Yannick and Narab, Andreas Schubert, and we've also seen Casey Willex and Brian Daly, Mr. Overstoker out here. So yeah, lots of dudes out riding, shredding, loving the pow. There's Kev, he's coming down the stairs.
What's up?
What's up, what's up? Who wants to talk about powder boards?
Talk about them.
All right. We're gonna sit on the right side. Come grab a seat. We're in the bedroom. I think this is the only place we can get people to actually have a chat. Here, let's get this out of here. The hair dryer. Yeah, got the hair dryer blown. So Kev, you've had a few times in Japan. You know the conditions here pretty well. You know what it's like. This is your third time out here.
Third time, yeah.
And what did you bring on the trip this year?
So my paddleboard is a Lib Tech Orca, and yeah, the reason I brought that is because I need something that floats. So it's got the taper, it's got like the larger nose, smaller tail to help it float.
Yep.
And it's also like stable enough that if you're like finding some pillow drops, you can land those, or yeah, just like riding through the powder at high speeds. I feel like it's a versatile powder board. And then also has like the camber zones under your feet. So if you want to like get some air, I feel like it helps for landings too. So, and the key too is the bit of rocker in between the feet. So I think a full camber board makes powder a little bit more difficult, harder to float. And so having that like combination of camber and rocker really helps it to float.
I think one of the things that is really coming to the forefront on this trip is the diversity of powder boards and how different powder boards suit different conditions out here in Japan. Because before I kind of, in my early days, it's just kind of like powder boards are powder boards and they're all powder boards.
Yeah.
But after coming out here and especially seeing the Gentem lineup where they have about 20 different powder boards, there are individual niches in the powder boards themselves. And the thing that I like about the Orca, and I was mentioning before with the Gentemstick XY, is that it gives you that versatility in the powder that is still really good in trees. You can do some free riding, freestyle, you can land switch.
Yeah.
You get better pop off of it, you get more control in the tail.
Yeah.
So, So if you had a choice of any powder board, you go with
That's the one I would
Orca.
pick, yeah, just because, I like having some of the tail on the board. Like the swallowtails are fun too, and they're probably better for like really surfy powder carving. But for me, the Orca is that tail gives it more stability. Like if you need to quickly like spray some snow to control some speed, I think the tail helps. Or if you're landing a drop, the tail helps like immensely.
A lot.
And I saw somebody asked why I got the 159 compared to the 153. I think for me, the larger the longer board, that extra length just helps with like riding at high speeds, landing drops. Just having those extra few centimeters makes a difference. The smaller board is more nimble, so for quicker turns and just like a more agile ride. But the longer board is still nimble enough, but it helps with like those landings for sure.
Cool. Yeah, I noticed that for sure with the Jones Storm Chaser. That super fun, but like trying to ollie off of it, trying to land drops, you just don't have that stability. You don't have that reflex, that feel trying to do it. And I did start to feel limited by the Storm Chaser, so I was super happy to take out the XY, being very similar to Orca, just to have that free rideability, land switch, actually get a pop, and even like landing some of the drops when I was landing a bit back foot heavy, it would just kind of caress me. Caress you into the landing. And be able to ride away.
And being able to do like a 360 or 180 if you want to as well.
Yeah, try doing a 180 on a Storm Chaser. That's gonna be a bad time.
or ride some switch when your one leg's getting sore.
Or even just doing like a 180 butter and trying to butter off the nose. Like that nose. Doesn't butter.
It's a very specific. The Storm Chaser, I think, is like it's like it does one thing amazingly.
So if you guys have any questions for Kevin, get him up in the next 10 seconds and we'll ask him. Otherwise, I'm gonna grab the next person.
Yeah, we gotta get ready to go riding.
Yeah.
Getting my stuff on here.
Sweet. Okay. No questions for Kevin.
All right. See you guys.
Sweet.
Have fun with their snowboarding.
Have fun out there snowboarding, bro.
Do you want me to grab somebody?
Grab somebody.
Andreas.
Who's
That could be good.
Andreas with the toothbrush? Can I borrow you? We can just do it here. It's not so busy in the lounge.
What's up, Chris's live stream?
Hey, look. It's David Jones.
Whoa!
How's it going? Do you want to grab a seat on my right
They
here?
didn't see me at all.
No.
They were like pointing it up.
You're just super overexposed.
Yeah.
So we're talking about the best powder boards for Japan.
Yeah.
What are you riding?
I'm riding a Korua Shapes pencil
And why did you choose that one?
because I wanted a snowboard that looked like a surfboard. That's pretty much all of my processing in buying boards.
And so you have like that one is a good almost mix of snowboards and surfboards. You have some snowboards that are almost surfboards, like the Gentemstick Big Fish or something like that. Why didn't you go for one of those like oversized, huge swallowtail, giant nose snowboards?
Well, I wanted to be able to carve it as well, and I feel like those ones won't carve as good as what I got.
And you can't really do any switch on those.
No, and also they're giant. Like, I wouldn't be able to really bring it with me.
This is true. Yeah,
I'd have to bring a surfboard bag.
they get too big for the
Yeah.
snowboard bags. And if you guys have any questions on the you ran the pencil?
Yeah, the pencil.
Yeah, on the pencil, get them out quickly.
I really like it. It feels good.
Nice.
Yeah. The first couple days I didn't because I'd get used to it, but now it's like,
And this is your first trip riding it.
yeah,
So you've had 4 to 5 days on it.
yeah.
Any downsides to it? Would you say?
I think I got one that's a bit too long for me.
Okay.
So it's a bit tricky in the trees.
Yep.
But I think they only make it in 3 sizes. They make it in a, what is it? A 154, a 159, and a 162. Andreas is gonna be like, oh, that's wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's it. So I feel like I should have got the shortest size, and I got a 159, which is the biggest board I've ever ridden as well.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
Cool.
yeah.
Yeah, but you're a pretty light dude
Yeah.
relative to myself, anyway.
Yeah.
Sweet. So yeah, that's great. And then just gonna shout out a quick couple super chats here. Tim Lee saying motion is lotion, of course. And who is the top 3 funniest guys on the tour?
Andreas.
For sure. David is in there. Andreas
And Chris.
and L Stacker.
Oh, El Stacker.
L Stacker Adventures, dude. That guy is awesome.
He's awesome.
Yeah, super pleasure to meet up with El Stacker, Chuck Fan, Jose Bautista, and all the other fans that we met out on this tour. Those guys are heading back today. And yeah, definitely go check out El Stacker Adventures channel.
Yeah.
Game time.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
That's his new thing.
Yeah, cool.
Game time, let's go.
All right, well, I'll let you get
Sick.
ready. Go
All
have
right.
fun.
Sick.
I want to see if I can borrow TJ for a minute.
We're getting pretty busy.
He's looking pretty busy.
Hop on just for a minute.
If you guys have any questions for TJ, we'll get him out here.
up?
Get him up quickly. So TJ, what are you riding?
So today I'm riding the Gentemstick Stingray.
Nice.
Pretty stoked. I've been on a different board every day on this trip, so pretty happy about that.
And so for people that don't know what the Gentemstick Stingray is, can you explain that in a couple words?
So it's like a directional free ride powder kind of board, similar to the XY that Chris rode yesterday, right? But a little bit softer flexing, I believe.
Nice.
And it's like so Gentemstick, all of their models, they come in one size. So it's very similar to the XY, but it's a different variant of
Okay.
it. Yeah.
And you've also been riding the cold brew from Lib Tech.
Rode the cold brew. I've ridden the Yes 2020 powder hull.
Oh,
I've ridden
yeah.
the MC Wayfinder, the Mind Expander, a bunch of boards. Haven't actually ridden any of the boards I brought yet.
TJ's
so I'm pretty happy about that.
TJ is the board rider. He rides basically every board that's out there.
That's the goal.
And then how are those boards for riding in the different conditions?
Yeah, I mean it really varies, you know. So like the MC Wayfinder was really fun and nimble through the trees. Insane float, had that big shovel nose, softer shovel nose, and the Mind Expander. I rode a 158, and so it was a little bit more boaty. Had the best float I think out of all the boards so far, and also stomped landings. I think that was the standout for me.
Did you say it's more boaty or boaty?
Boaty?
Boaty.
Like boaty.
Boaty.
Like a boat.
Boaty Merrill?
Nope.
Boaty.
But,
Okay, floaty boaty.
Yeah.
And you had the powder hull. First time on the powder hull.
And I didn't know it at the time, but that was the deepest day of the trip so far. I rode a twin, but you know, don't regret it at all. It actually did really, really well. I was on the 150. I wish I would have been on the 154, but all things considered, it did really well. And once you get it up to speed, I think the standout was you could pump with both legs, and the powder hull would like scoop the board back up.
And you see
So
the
it's really
snow
fun.
like shooting out all directions from the nose, which is really cool.
I'm going through that footage today. That's gonna be the next video on my channel. So yeah, the snow with the powder hull is like a convex area in the nose and tail, and the way it sprays the snow is crazy. So
And if you had ultimate Japow conditions, ultimate Japow terrain, what would be your ultimate Japow board?
I think it'd be the Gentemstick Big Fish.
The big guy, the one that you bought.
Oh yeah, I have to go for the board that I bought that I spent way too much money.
Nice,
But
man.
I'm very, very pleased.
So the Gentems are each one is different. Each one is using different wood grain. They all look, individual. They're beautiful, handmade here in Japan. You got a big fish. Bo's got a big fish. Am I ruining anything?
Bo's got the big fish with the contour, the core, I forget what they call it, but the core is like shaped as the outline core contours or whatever, and then
which one did Andreas
the
get?
super fish.
The
So
super
it's the same.
fish.
So basically, there's the rocket fish, which is like your kind of short, fat, wide powder
You've lost
board.
me already.
Then the big fish is the bigger version of that, and then the super fish is the 173 version of it. So it's massive.
Nice. All right. Well, thanks, dude.
Yeah, man.
Pleasure. Shazam. Oh, yes. So just to show you, this is what the Gentems look like here. Pieces of art for sure. Andreas, can I borrow you for 2 minutes?
You can borrow me for a few minutes,
Do
yes.
you want to go in the bedroom or in the lounge?
You can't borrow me for 2 minutes.
Okay, let's do it in the lounge. Don't worry, it's being broadcast live. And guys, if you guys are watching, please smash that like button. If you do have any questions that you want to have popped up, you want to help support the channel, then there's always a super chat available. And here talking with Andreas, our first time in Japan, our first time having Japow.
Wow!
What boards did you bring to ride the Japow?
I brought the Jones Mind Expander in a 162.
How's that doing for you so far?
It's pretty dang awesome, dude. Unsinkable, massive front shovel, still a little bit of a tail to land jumps off of. And in the 162 size, it's a lot of surface area, so it's good for a heavier set individual like myself.
And any downsides for the 162? Because we got a lot of diverse terrain out here, diverse snow conditions.
It's a little boaty. It definitely it makes you feel super cruisy, right? I would say maybe it's a little bit cumbersome trying to make really tight turns, but you know me, I can make anything work.
Yep. And what about your ultimate?
Chris,
Ultimate conditions?
I've been overhearing you talk to everybody, and what a foolish question. It's like asking a musician, what's your favorite song? It's like asking somebody who teaches world religion, what's the best religion?
No, but I can't remember his name, but the lead guitarist of AC/DC likes the Gibson SG. That's the one he always uses. Jimi Hendrix always uses the Fender Stratocaster.
No, but you can ask one of those guys what's their favorite song ever.
No,
It would
but
be
you
like,
can say-
what mood am I in?
But you can say, what's your favorite guitar? And a lot of them do have a favorite guitar.
Well,
So we're split on that question. But,
I would say
but
there's
if you had,
so
if you had
many.
to choose, throw some out there. Which ones would you really like to ride? Any Gentems you would like to
well,
ride out
as
here?
you know, I just got a Gentemstick Superfish.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't actually tried it yet, so I don't know how it rides. I'm assuming it's super premium. I'm using the Mind Expander, as is a whole bunch of other people on this chat.
You like the Orca?
I love the Orca
Socio.
by Lib Tech.
Socio. No, you keep going. I'm just trying to keep it quick and chatty and snappy.
Something like a Bataleon Surfer is awesome. Any of the Jones powder-oriented boards, like the Storm Chaser, the Mind Expander.
The Nitro Cannon that we were testing out the other week in
That
Whistler,
Nitro Cannon would be an amazing
that one
powder
would be
board.
a serious floater. That thing wouldn't flush. That thing would be floating for days.
Yeah, I think it really depends on how deep the snow is. You know, if you've got over 30 centimeters of powder, you probably want to go with something that's a swallowtail versus, if it's more just a relaxed, chill day, having something with a tail like the Mind Expander or the Orca is probably more versatile. Mm-hmm. So it really just depends on, what you're after and what kind of style you're trying to do as well. In the world of snowboarding now, we've got like really long boards.
So many.
And then we've got really short boards that are super fat. So
many powder boards now.
some boards are really, stunty and really quick turning and nimble. Other boards are better at speed. Other boards are like fully unsinkable. So it's definitely a hard call.
Okay, cool. Well,
Yeah.
thanks for your info.
Yeah.
And go get ready for snowboarding.
I will.
And definitely check out Andreas' channel. You guys have the opportunity. For sure. Links going up on 10. Socio, can I borrow you for a couple minutes?
You sure?
Okay. I got you got 2 minutes, don't you? I did see a super chat up there, so I'm just gonna have a quick look at that. Where is it? It's Randy Marsh. Randy Marsh. Busy coming from South Park. He says, "Are you guys members of Protect Our Winners organization run by Jeremy Jones? Hashtag Integrity Funds." Awesome question there. Unfortunately, well, I'm not a member of the Protect Our Winners program, but definitely think it would be something good to put towards. There's a lot of good organizations out there that help with the environment and help to try to keep the snow coming. It's definitely been weird snow conditions out here this year, but at the moment it looks like the 40-year drought in Japan has kind of switched around. And you've been out here a couple times before into Japan.
Yeah, it's my second time in Japan.
And what are you riding this year?
I'm riding so I bought the Korua Dart, the 156. Highly
pretty
rated.
popular board out here.
It is, yeah. I've
for
seen it
a
like
reason.
at least 3 times. So actually, it was Yannick who's sort of researching the boards, and he said, "Look, Nirav, do you want this one? It might be good for Japan." And I can say I've been super stoked on it.
And if you guys don't know, Korua Shapes is kind of collaboration between Japanese funders and Austrian, German.
The German guys, but I think they sort
They
of
live in Austria. But anyway,
based it in Japan.
so a lot of Japanese influence in the board.
Yeah,
They kind of designed
definitely.
for that,
Yeah.
and that is a swallowtail.
it's got
big,
swallowtail,
big rocket out nose.
massive nose.
How has that been in the deep stuff?
So yesterday I just had the most fun with it. It's actually when I truly felt like, you know what, I'm starting to really understand this sport well. Everything that Andreas was saying back on his review in Whistler, it's just all they're all facts. It's 100% factual information. It's a super fun board, amazing to carve in, quick to turns on trees, and yeah, it's just been great so far.
And if you could pick any snowboard out there, which one would you go for? Your
From
ultimate powder board.
Ultimate powder board.
Of anyone that you've seen.
I'm actually taking Andreas' Superfish out today.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
That's cool.
it's gonna be
You
good.
let you take that board out. Wow,
Yeah.
amazing.
He just loves me so much.
So yeah, Andreas' new $1,500 snowboard that he's not tried, he's letting you take out.
Yeah,
for the Christmas.
it's a bit taller than me, but I think I could handle it.
Yeah, well, you're not going to be sinking, that's for sure.
No, definitely not. I mean, I'm just gonna riding up all of the trees, the branches, the trunks. Just gonna be right through it.
Awesome. Wicked. Well, go back getting ready. Thanks so much.
Cheers,
Pleasure. Yeah. So Nirav and Yannick, these guys have been part of the extended Snowboard Pro Camp crew for a couple of years now, and they have been coming out to Japan and shredding with us, and super awesome to have them here with us out on the trip for sure. Just going to have a little look at some of the questions here. Going up from the bottom, if you have any questions, just throw them in. Have you guys run into any Japanese downhill snowboarders while in Niseko? We haven't run into any Japanese snowboarders. I mean, we've met some.
Yep.
We did met Casey Willix and Brian Daly, which is really cool. I know they were riding with one of the Japanese snowboarders in Casey's video, so that, yeah, definitely cool to check out. Junior saying the Lib Tech Stump Ape. Yeah, the Stump Ape super wide, crazy wide. That's the one that like doesn't actually fit in the sleeve that they give it from Lib Tech. We had to like yank it out of the sleeve just to actually get it out to have a look. But like ultra wide, great if you have foot size over 12 US. You're never gonna out wide that board for sure. Kira saying boarding again on Wednesday, can't wait. Nice. Hey Kira, how's it going? Sublime Honeybee saying, what women's board should I start shopping for? Oh man, that is totally a TJ question. Anybody have any good suggestions on women's powder boards?
Mind expander.
Yeah, Jones do a few nice ones for powder, and then also of course like we'll get into them, but they're quite expensive. But they have been releasing the newest one that came out this year, which one, the name is evading me, but their only new board that they brought out this year is a women's powder board, and all of theirs look really, really nice. If I ever see TJ, I'll try to throw that one his way. Junior saying just tuned up his wife's board after 4 years hiding in a dark, dry area. Well, hopefully that works out for you. Yeah, the Super Pig is good. Kenny Rich is saying Mr. Colmore is seriously missing his #1 salesman. Of course. Chuck Van, who has been shredding out his Chuck Van. We met up here in Niseko. Managed to do a couple laps with him. It was his first deep powder. He's only been riding Australian powder. Australian powder? I don't know if you call it that, but Australian snow, and he had his first Japao. We did take him out one of the gates in Hanazono, and a little baptism of fire for Chuck, but he was loving it riding down there. So super pumped for Chuck, and I'm sure he'll be back to Japan really soon because, yeah, I think once you come out to Japan, it's pretty tough not to come back. Bert's asking, is this trip to Hokkaido, are you guys hitting up any other locations? Where are you guys going today?
Today we're going to Hanazono.
You guys are going back to Hanazono. So yeah, the ones in Niseko United, there's a few resorts there, and Hanazono is one of them, and that's probably where I've been finding the most extreme fun riding. Risutsu also was absolutely incredible the last couple of days. We had it on a bluebird day and we had it on a powder day. We are talking about going to Moira. We're also going to Kororo. So yeah, lots of nice ones out here. Yannick, can I borrow you for a minute?
Yes.
It's just short. You'll be in and out before you know it. Okay, so I promise this isn't the same guy that we were just talking to. Yannick and Narav are twins.
Are you sure?
I think so. I'm looking at both of you right now. Unless he's like an astral projection over there.
Andreas' dimension.
Uh-oh. Yeah, Dan saying hit up Korora, pretty good. Have you ever been to Korora?
Never.
Nice.
So first time, possibly tomorrow.
Yeah.
It's one of Hamish's kind of
Yeah, Hamish is our local guide.
local guide. And
Yeah,
so
Hamish lives out here. He works at one of the hotels. He's been here for a few years, and that's his favorite resort.
his favorite
And
resort.
when he heard we were going, he said, like, we heard his eyes were lighting up, and he's like, dude, I'm going. Like,
Which is why we're going on Monday, because I think it's free on Monday.
nice.
So,
And what
yeah.
paddleboard are you riding here today?
so I'm riding the Lib Tech MC Wayfinder 153.
Which is a beautiful looking board.
It is. I mean, the top sheet is just classic. I mean, once I saw that, I was like, I need to get that board. And
Don't just get a snowboard based on the top sheet, but if that's the cherry, it's a good cherry to
yeah,
have.
it's a good cherry. it's what drew me in. And then I looked at the specs, unique size 153, you know, super floaty, wide, stable, and
So
I
you
thought,
s-
you know what, this is it.
Are you super happy with that board?
Super happy.
What was the
And-
reaction of the other guys?
Bo was loving
Yeah,
it too.
so Bo, you know, he rode it one day in Hanazono, and he absolutely loved it.
And he was like,
you know?
I remember he was like, oh man, I
Yeah.
should be riding this board.
He actually made me an offer.
Oh wow,
Yeah.
he made you an indecent proposal on your snowboard.
Yeah, we didn't talk numbers, but he made an offer.
Okay. And
yeah.
did you have any other snowboards that you would say would be like your perfect?
So once, when he was riding the MC Wayfinder, I brought my DC House of Powder.
Mm.
So
Yeah,
super
the
lightweight.
DC House powder is a very thin, quite pliable, ultra lightweight, floaty snowboard.
The lightest board I've ever seen, and I think a lot of people have tried it out. And yeah,
Yeah, like it
super lightweight.
doesn't really work in Whistler powder because Whistler powder is a bit heavier.
Yeah,
but
I think just chunk out or like.
But in Japan powder, it's awesome. Okay, the guys are calling him. Thanks so much for your info.
Thanks, Chris.
And happy shredding today.
Yes.
Yeah, brother.
See you in a bit.
Yeah.
Happy rest day.
Happy rest day for you. Happy shred day. Yeah, we're going shredding out tomorrow. Yeah, if you guys have any other questions or any super chats, make sure you throw them out. I'm just going to go through some questions. We basically had everybody on the chat. I think Bo is just chilling out, so we're going to leave Bo. So we're going to get to some of these questions here. Yeah, throw them up. I'm going to kind of start from the bottom. So any new questions, just throw them up and I'll get to them ASAP. And I'll just answer for about 5 minutes or so. J. Dog Vike saying, hey Chris, I'm recovering from an ACL meniscus tear and surgery from last season. It's going a little bit rough, knee pain and stuff like that. Mobility is not where I'd like to be. Any advice? You got to be persistent. You got to listen to your knee. ACL, knee injuries are pretty tough. I think the main thing with that is try to do as much rehab as possible, light things, balance. Don't over push your knee. Get some advice from a professional. You should be seeing some kind of professional physiotherapist and also trainer as well. Have a whole team behind you to really help guide you in your recovery, what exercises to do, different areas that you can improve on to help improve your recovery. And yeah, I really hope that you get back to that soon. David. Quick question about ACL recovery tear. Yeah. Can I borrow you for 10 seconds here? Yeah. So this gentleman was saying he's having a little bit of a hard time with his recovery from his ACL. Any advice on getting through those like tough times?
I mean, I just focused a lot on rehab.
Yeah.
Like just going to the gym, following what the physio says. I don't know. You just
and then
said
like
that,
more intense if you can do that. More light if your knee's giving you trouble.
Oh yeah. You got to listen to what how your knee's feeling.
Mm-hmm. And use all the professionals all together with how your body's doing.
Yeah.
Cool. And he's just editing his latest video, guys.
Right.
You guys know David Jones, but he does the funniest videos, of course. Definitely check him out. Sweet. Thanks, Dave. You. All right. Yeah, Adam's out here. Cool. Glad to have you here. Nothing but legends on the chat. Thank you so much. Hit up Korua is really good. Crab ramen for the win. The crab grabs. Simon noticed that I'm planning to go to Japan next year. I'm going to bring my war pig. Nice. Yeah, war pig should be good. I guess it depends what size war pig you have relative to your weight, because you can get a bit of a shorter war pig, which is going to be more nimble. You can get a bit of a larger war pig, which is going to give you more float. I would definitely suggest, depending if you want to do that like crazy powder, getting right out there and trying to like float above that, you're probably going to have a larger size of the war pig. But yeah, because it's tough for sure. Randy Marsh with a super chat. Thank you so much. He says, I really enjoy your content. Great to see Japan coming through and provide you with some epic turns. Will this now become an annual trip for you? I believe so. Yeah, it's been quite life-changing here in Japan. Just coming out here with all the group. Just the amount of people that we meet out here that know the channels and are just like so excited to see us out here and be part of the Japanigans and the fun times in Japan. It really is a real nice, tight community out here. And that's definitely been one of the highlights. And just, yeah, the snow has been pretty crazy out here. Super lucky, because I know they've had a bit of a slow season, but it's doing awesome at the moment. Also, like I was saying, kind of all that like button. Yeah, do that if you're out in here. Chuck Van saying, if you ever need a moderator, consider my services. Also, okay, thanks, Chuck.